Hello everybody and welcome back. It is the Failed Author again with another Battlefield 3 video all the way in the year 2025. But we're still talking about Battlefield 3 and of course we are. Why wouldn't we be? It's a great game. It's a game that a lot of us are going to miss dearly because as you know, November 7th, 2024, the Xbox 360 servers were shut down, which means people that were playing that on the Xbox One are no longer able to play. Though I have had some people in the comments tell me that they've been playing the PC version, since release, which is exciting. Though I never really played PC. I don't particularly plan to play PC. And we'll just have to see how that goes. But today, we're talking about the F2000. And if you like the F2000, if you like Battlefield 3, you like classic Battlefield, Call of Duty videos, bowling, gun videos, anything that really interests me at the time, it's a bunch of random crud. That's what I post on this channel. Go ahead and follow the Failed Author page. Like, subscribe, comment. Let me know if you want to see a specific weapon in Battlefield 3 or a specific Call of Duty, something along those lines, and I can see what I can do. We're talking about the F2000. Speaking of classic Call of Duties, the F2000 in Modern Warfare 2, the 2009 version, might be the worst weapon in the game. It definitely, in my opinion, is the worst assault rifle. Just a really terrible weapon overall. Range is bad. The recoil's atrocious. The iron sights are dookie. Any of the sights in general don't seem to fit it very well. I'll give you like the holographics aight, but it has that real cruddy red dot in the game that's kind of like proprietary to that and the MTAR. So it's not really something I used in Modern Warfare 2. So I remember seeing this in-game on release all the way back in the year of our Lord 2011 going, I don't know, how good could it be? Turns out it's actually pretty good. Now, ignore some of my terrible aiming at times. It's kind of one of those things on console, and which I'll say PC definitely has the advantage because using a mouse, you can be 10 times more precise. In console, especially when you're playing something like this, sometimes you get a little jittery, and that just translates to you're going to miss or spray or just wield the gun wildly, which you see me do pretty much on the regular. But I do have a good TDM. Of course, we're here on the God map, North Shore Canals, the best TDM map ever in any first-person shooter, in my opinion. Now, mind you, I know there's a lot of good ones, and we can debate the logistics of it actually being the best ever, but for what it's worth, it's got to be up high. How did I not get the kill right there? Isn't that wild? Cray. And I know that the audio sync will be off, so you might be like, what is he talking about? But that's okay. Here we are. Doing pretty good. The layout we have today, foregrip, red dot. Pretty much the standard on this one. I do think that the holographic was probably a little bit better. I'm not sure at the time of recording if I had it unlocked. I did just find, because my goal here, and I'm putting it in the Battlefield 3 archiving playlist, which is on my account. So if you go to the Failed Authors page and you look at that. That is some Billy Jack bullshit right there. Is that not? No, I mean, I know you get some, immunity when spawning, that you can survive so you're not just getting pub stomped. I don't feel like I get that much, friggin' free time. But once again, what I was saying was on my page, you can look up the Battlefield 3 archiving playlist, and you can see I have them all listed. Generally, you're going to see which weapon I'm using. Most of the time, I'm talking about one specific weapon, as well as, ranting a good bit. And definitely this will be thrown up in there. So if you're wanting to see some classic Battlefield or maybe your favorite weapon, go ahead and check it out and see if it's in there. The only thing I will say is, sadly, I did not get like DLC weapons for the most part. Like I do have the AUG, right? The AUG found its way in there. I'm trying to think, like the L86, the light machine gun, found its way in there. One of the snipers, I have some gameplay, like the M17. The semi-auto one, but besides that, I really dropped the ball and didn't realize you could just buy the shortcuts. Should have bought the shortcuts. Should have just paid the money for the weapons. Can you believe someone just straight quick me? I mean, I know he had a holographic sight on that M98, but getting pummeled like that is wild. One thing about Battlefield that was very strange to me is its reliable one hits with the sniper rifles in general. I don't know. It really felt like headshots or just be prepared to shoot them twice. And with the bolt actions, easier said than done, for sure. Look at us being the medic, actually being the medic too, reviving, throwing down the med bags. This game is just it's so special. It's so awesome. the sights, the visuals, the sounds, all top tier, and it's not going to be top. Look at that 96 kill assist. Wild. Look at this guy. Sometimes you gotta wonder why game developers make a hallway that only one player can pass through, where they don't make it so you can clip through the other person just slightly. Not like, you know, right on top of each other, but it's just so frustrating. Little things like that will drive you mad. And trust me, I have gray hairs from playing video games, so I could tell you for sure that probably, you know, just added to the list, and that's no bueno. The F2000 though, when you look at, like, if we were to tier out the assault weapons, you know, the actual class, you know, in Battlefield 3, I would say this is near the top, because off the top of my head I can think of 3 weapons that dominate, being the AEK, probably the best, the AN94, I'd say, pretty close, and then this, I'd say, oh, well, sorry, back it up, the M16 is probably the best. Scratch that. AK or the M16. That's S tier, right? And then everything's below it. But I'd say the F2000 near the top, barring those 2 titans of the class. Just so much better than really all the other weapons. But, you know, this is pretty good. And that's the cool thing about this game. And I've said it once and I'll say it twice. If you watch another video, I'll probably say it thrice. The play style that you choose in Battlefield 3, you're able to be successful with a multitude of guns and a multitude of playstyles, and it's why this game was so good, and it's why it was so popular even, you know, a decade plus after its release, and you had a rabid fan base playing it, because you could really dominate. You know, we all know that the M16 is probably the best gun in the game, fastest reload, probably the fastest, you know, time to kill in the game, so we all know that, but you could still use the F2000 and play really good. And there's something about these cool bullpups that, you know, this is a break from reality, you know, like every video game is. I'm not paying, you know, and I like firearms, you know, I own firearms, I go shooting, I love it. I'm not paying, I'm just one of those people that's like, you cannot justify a $2,000 weapon purchase. And some of these bullpups and military-style rifles, they are expensive. Mind you, not like so much the M16s, AR-15s, right, in America. They're not. You can get them pretty cheap. Like an AUG, forget about it, you know. An F2000, forget about it. Like, I don't even know if there's a, I'm sure there's a civilian model of that, but, you know, like the AUG, for example, from Steyr is like $1,800, $2,000. Now, as fun as it would be, as cool as it would be to have, nah, I don't know, you know, that's a lot of Taco Bell you can buy with $2,000, you know what I mean? Like, it's not the failed author way. Failed author way is to write a bunch of children's books and not sell them. That is why I'm the failed author, right? So maybe that'll change soon, though. We're hoping one time. When I actually get the books published, links will be in the bio, by the way. So I expect every one of you subscribed. And I know right now there's 449 of you. Pick up a copy, all right? Thank you. That's why we're here, right? To support the failed author. No, we're here to archive Battlefield 3. We're here to discuss the games. We're here to kind of keep the good times going, because a lot of this is a lot of the good things. Doesn't it feel like right now in modern times that a lot, and mind you, like, this is no unique perspective or unique experience, is the older you get, the more you see the things in the world that you used to know, love, die, disappear, whatever. But it seems more now that being just blatantly taken advantage of, or, you know, just like having the things you enjoyed disappear, it seems to be happening a little more frequently than I'd like to admit. And I know it's trivial, it's a game, whatever, but the dominoes, when they start falling, you know, who knows when they're gonna stop. And I've been playing Battlefield 4, and I've really been enjoying it. Not as much as this. I've always said that. It's just not my jam. It's close, though. But who's to say that's not gone next year as well? You know, what's to stop that? I don't know. I cannot tell you those things. But we'll just have to wait and see. Oh, there we go. Switch to holographic now? Heck yeah. That's the jam right there now. See, now we got a setup. This thing, probably my ideal setup, and I don't know if I equip it in this one, would be foregrip, holographic sight with the suppressor. Always rock that one, because this one shoots fast enough that the weird kind of suppressor kind of drop didn't really matter to me, because you're still pummeling them with bullets. So that's good. The fire rate on this, very good. And even in Modern Warfare 2, even though it's a you know, a pea shooter, shooting little pebbles at him. It did shoot pretty fast, you know, pretty fast. So that's, you know, at least something for that game at least. It was terrible. I've seen people drop nukes with an F2000, and I just, like, salute them because that is not an easy feat. Just, like, dropping a nuke in Modern Warfare 2 is not an easy feat to begin with. Like, you actually have to be pretty decent at the game. I don't want to hear it when people are like, oh, it's so easy to drop a nuke, 7 kills, blah, blah, blah. No. Especially not right now in the meta. No, thank you. It's not particularly easy. If there was a assault class weapon that I feel like I should have used more when I was playing my last 6 months was probably this one. The problem was I was trying so much to archive, you know, all of the weapons in Battlefield that, you know, I wasn't playing for score half the time. I was trying to play good, of course, because I wanted to get a good clip for the archiving purposes, kind of utilize or show the utilization of the weapon. But, you know, it is what it is. Like, that's the nature of the beast. I have gotten so many assists in this game. I think I end up with 29 kills. Probably should have had almost 40, you know. I'm feeling like 40 doesn't seem too far off at this point. And that's okay because, you know, I end up with a decent KD, which is nice, especially on North Shore. Sometimes North Shore, you'll join in the team that you're playing against. They're all like 10 plus KDR. Your team is just getting beat down so bad that it makes you turn the console off. Like, I've done that multiple times. You're just like, I can't play this right now. I'm just getting killed. One fun thing about my archiving, and I just found it today as day of recording, was I was on my laptop and I went to the recycle bin and I had like all these videos deleted from my Battlefield, you know, like jump drive from my Xbox, and I was like, oh man, because, like, you know, I'm sure I was watching those going, these aren't good enough for YouTube, but now that the game's gone, I'm like, I don't care. Gameplay is gameplay. You're not getting any more, so you better just take what you got. And I was like watching some of them, and it's just cool to see the maps and the sounds and everything that comes with that. So I'm definitely happy to say I have even more Battlefield videos to post eventually, sometime, possibly, maybe. And that'll be good moving forward for the page. I'm trying to get like one or so a week up to stretch it out, because that will be, I'm pretty sure I could do that for the following year. I'm pretty sure I have enough clips to post at least a Battlefield video once a week for a year, which would be really cool. And it will kind of hold me to that. It'll make it so I actually post regularly, which is nice. Like, for example, I know I've had 3 shorts to upload, which, by the way, shorts are just so much easier. It's like the most mindless content ever. You film the stupidest, goofiest thing, and it gets like 1,000, 2,000 views. And here we are, like, archiving Battlefield 3, and I'm, like, passionate about it. I really like it. It gets, like, 47 views on a good video. You're like, oh, man. What's that about, you know? But it is what it is. I still gotta upload them, though, because that's really what's bringing a lot of eyes to the channel. And we went from, when I started posting these classic, you know, Call of Duty and Battlefield videos, I went from, like, you know, like maybe 70 subs to, we're at almost 450. So we're making a jump. And I feel like if I can ride that momentum, this will be the year of the Field Author's growth. You know, we'll have some people talking about Battlefield. We'll talk about other classic games, and it'll be great. But that's it for this video. Did you like the F2000? Did you use the F2000? Let me know. Let me know if you want to see anything specific down below in the comments. Go ahead, like, whatever. You know, do that shenanigans. It really does help. I'm the Field Author. Have a great rest of your day. Battlefield 3 videos on the way. Keep a lookout.